Hi, my name is Carlo. I'm an elementary school science teacher, and my fate is about to be decided by the Supreme Court. In November, the court is set to hear oral arguments in cases regarding the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which the Trump administration ended 2 years ago. No one knows how the court will rule, but as a dreamer, I want to make sure you know what's been going on with DACA. If you've never heard about DACA, it was created in 2012 to allow young, undocumented immigrants the ability to legally live and work in the US. The program is for the people who came to the United States under the age of 16, grew up here, but are now undocumented. If you completed an application process, passed a background check, provided biometric information, and paid a $495 fee, you are eligible to earn a renewable 2-year work permit and have your deportation deferred. When DACA was ended, the government threw 700,000 people's lives into chaos, including mine. Groups around the country were quick to sue against the termination of the program. And courts in California, New York, and Washington D.C. ruled that the way in which the Trump administration terminated the program was unlawful. Thanks to decisions from those 3 court rulings, DACA renewals remain open, but the uncertainty around DACA's termination has negatively impacted millions of people, not just dreamers, but our families, neighbors, and coworkers. Every one of us is living court case to court case, unsure if we'll be able to stay with our loved ones and continue to contribute to our families and communities. Many dreamers are parents of US citizen children, have US citizen spouses, or are simply family members who rely on them for support. For the last 2 years, hundreds of thousands of DACA recipients have continued working, studying, paying taxes, and contributing to our communities, even though we're not sure of our future in this country, our home. And we have people who depend on us. I teach science to young children in New York City, and we've started a new school year together. I've known some of these kids for years now. They depend on me to be there every single day for their education. If the Supreme Court issues a ruling that allows the Trump administration to take DACA away, the kids will lose a teacher. They'll lose a mentor. They'll lose a friend. There is bipartisan support for legislation protecting dreamers, and the House passed H.R. 6, the Dream and Promise Act, in June. But the Senate has been unable to pass any sort of legislation to protect DACA recipients, so no laws protecting dreamers have made it to President Trump. And when courts ruled against the termination of DACA, the Trump administration appealed those decisions to the Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court isn't looking at whether or not DACA is constitutional, but whether or not the way the Trump administration terminated the program was unlawful. The court will hear oral arguments on those cases on November 12, 2019. And will most likely issue a ruling before June 2020. So dreamers' lives are in limbo once again. And let's be real, the Trump administration wants the Supreme Court to do their dirty work by agreeing with them and ending DACA. And if DACA goes away, dreamers will be put on a sure pathway to deportation. That means that nearly 1 million people would be ripped from their families and communities. We can't afford to let that happen, and we need to get the word out now.